Continue. It says, at that point they will be blasted with electroshocks administered at voltages 40 times greater than what was considered to be safe by most practitioners of the time. It says, patients would then be returned to their beds, tied down, and given psychic driving for up to 30 days. The repetition of recorded command signals with wording culled from their own psychiatric profiles. Patients were also subjected to sensory deprivation from up to 65 days, for up to 65 days, or put into comas for weeks of drug sleep. Cameron asked whether the behavior patterns of adults could be erased by a psychological process that attacked neural patterns. Could adults be made theoretically patternless? Let me reread that. It says Cameron asks whether the behavior patterns of adults could be erased by a physiological process that attacked neural patterns. Could adults be made theoretically patternless? Could they be returned to a state of neurological and psychological infancy for a short period, and then could new patterns of behavior be introduced? In other words, Cameron was working at doing something not so different than the Goals 2000 approach currently being used on American school children. And that's deep, because now that you're going into this, because I just read about that in this, this book. He introduced me to basically that old information about this Americans or this Goals 2000 thing. And then now you got where these states, like I just recently left California, and now you got this state, California is introducing, child sex education to your children without, and that's how the Goals 2000 thing is without your consent. Like, you can't opt out to not let your kids participate in this shit. Which they gonna be teaching like kindergarten and kindergarten children, prepubescent children about sexual education. I'm talking about like oral sex, anal sex. You know what I mean? Linda McDonald is one among many persons who remembers being treated by Dr. Cameron. Her experience was described by Dr. Colin Ross in a lecture given to the 9th Annual Western Clinical Conference on Trauma and Dissociation in April of 1996. Since she was 25 years old when she went to McGill University to be treated for relatively mild postpartum depression. She turned 26 during her hospitalization from March to early September 1963. During the course of her hospitalization, she received 102 electroconvulsive therapy treatments using the Page-Russell technique, in which the button is pushed 6 times per treatment instead of 1 time. She also received about 80 days of barbiturate. I don't think it said barbiturate. It's it's barbiturate and neuroleptic and neuroleptic and neuroleptic induced sleep. During the course of her hospitalization, now I have not only her testimony, I also have the actual medical records with all of the nursing notes documenting this, and Ewing Cameron's signature in the chart. So this is not rumor or patient distortion. This is the actual record. And this is work that has been settled out of court by the CIA. She comes in a normal, somewhat depressed person. She gets regressed back to incontinent of urine, incontinent of feces, totally disoriented, unable to state her own name, year, where she is, recognize her children, recognize her husband. She gradually comes out of this. At the time of discharge, she is sent home to live with her husband and children, resumes normal sexual relations with her husband. She doesn't know how to drive a car, read, cook, use a toilet. Not only does she not know exactly what sex is all about, and she's not exactly sure who her husband is, she doesn't know what the concept of her husband is. She neurophysiologically pulls out of this over months and several months down the road, she's at the point where a full-time homemaker has taught her how to scramble eggs. She was a fully competent housewife and mother before this, where when her children go out to play on the street, she is unable to remember 30 seconds later where they are. So she puts a map of the neighbors up on the wall and puts pins in the map to keep. Man, this is some sick, foul, fucked up shit. They basically just destroyed this one, just like they destroyed us as a people. And that proves how this man, bear with me for a second, because that proves how this man is fucking devil, is the son of perdition. And when you go into that word perdition, bear with me for a second. This is the book of 2 Thessalonians 2. The point is in 3, because I just want to get, but I forgot that this doesn't have a concordance on it. But verse 3, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed. And that man of sin that was revealed, the son of perdition, Salakiah, the son of perdition, verse 4, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called Yahweh, or that is worshipped, so that Salakiah, so that he as a God or power sitteth in the temple of Yahweh, showing himself that he is a power. So at the end of the day, right now, this so-called white man, this red man, this Edomite has power. In a lot of our people's eyes, you know, these two-third jakes, they consider him God. You know what I mean? I was watching the brothers from Ancient Days, and they was going into, it was a 2:30 walk past, and, you know, basically, he said that was God. You know, they showed the image. I think they had the image of Yahweh Shah, but they was like, that's not God. That's not God. He's basically looked at the picture, he's like, that's God. He's like, what? You know, he like, man, Jake fucked up. When you go into that word perdition, like I got a concordance on my other phone, so it said the word is G684. It's apoleia, and it says from a presumed derivative of G622, ruin or loss, physical, spiritual, or eternal, damnable, and then it goes into nation, destruction, die, perdition, perish, ways of waste. This basically is going to destruction. So the son of destruction. This man, this devil has destroyed this woman's life. You know, when you go into the book of Genesis with Jacob and Esau, you know, Esau wanted to basically kill and destroy Jake, and he pretty much has. I mean, like, we know people right now. I mean, when you go into the tribes, majority of the tribes are destroyed. Yeah, you might got a Jake here and there that, you know, has done something in Esau society, but when they realize what they, you know, you gave up, you know, your power for this devil, you know what I mean? You know, is that to make you? That's why, like I said, make all the sick. Cause you wonder, you like, well, damn, if you got all this money, why are you more miserable? And why do people commit suicide and gotta stay high? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, you take the time to think about the things you gotta do to keep the little power you have in the society. You know what I mean? It's sick. It ain't sad, because at the end of the day, what's that in the book of Luke 6:24? You know, the rich have received their consolation. So, you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, that's your lot. That's what you chose, you know what I mean? You know, like a coon ass nigga like a Kanye West. And that's just the lure, you know. He had enough spirit to sit up there and say George Bush don't like black people, but they'll turn around and tap dance with Donald Trump. I mean, you know what I'm saying? He should be slapping his ass. I know his mother turning over, and, well, you know, anybody in the truth know that she ain't in no grave. I know she up there just shaking her head, acting like she don't know that motherfucker in the spirit realm, though. How you gonna go from that to that? You know what I mean? Like, real talk, when you take time to think about it. I'm gonna stop there.